Welcome to Module 2, Phishing, the digital lure. In this module, we're putting the spotlight on phishing, the most common and persistent form of social engineering attack. If you've ever received a suspicious email urging you to click here, a strange SMS claiming a package is waiting, or a voice message pretending to be your bank, then you've already encountered phishing. Phishing is no longer about poorly spelled scam emails. Today's phishing attempts are polished, convincing, and often use real company branding. Attackers have gotten smarter, and so must you. We're going to break down how phishing works, the tricks attackers use, the clues that give them away, and how to protect yourself and others. Get ready for real-life examples, case studies, hands-on analysis, and eye-opening breakdowns of phishing emails. By the end, you'll be better prepared to see through the bait and protect your digital environment like a pro. Upon a successful completion of this course, you should be able to define phishing and its various subtypes: spear phishing, whaling, smishing, phishing, farming. Identify common characteristics and red flags of phishing emails, messages, and websites. Understand the technical infrastructure used in phishing attacks, for example, spoof domains, malicious links, attachments. Learn to analyze email headers and URLs for legitimacy. Recognize common phishing tactics and defend against them. What is phishing? Imagine this: you open your email and see a message from your bank. The subject says urgent, account locked. You panic, click the link, and enter your login details to verify your identity. A few minutes later, your real bank account is empty. That's the power of phishing. Phishing is the act of deceiving someone into revealing sensitive information, like passwords, credit card numbers, or account credentials, by pretending to be a trusted entity. Think of it as digital bait cast into a vast sea of users, waiting for someone to bite. But phishing isn't just limited to emails. It comes in many forms and through multiple channels. It could be an SMS from your delivery service, a fake login page that looks identical to Google, or even a robocall from tech support. Let's break it down. Phishing is broad and general. It is sent to thousands or millions, commonly via email. The goal is to steal data, infect devices, or gain unauthorized access. Tools used includes spoof websites, fake email addresses, malicious links, or infected attachments. Why it's dangerous? Unlike traditional hacking, phishing doesn't need advanced skills. It needs manipulation and scale. Anyone can copy a logo, buy a domain name, and send emails. And because it preys on human emotion, fear, curiosity, urgency, it works. Let's look at history a bit. The term phishing comes from the idea of fishing for credentials, except instead of worms, they use deceit. It originated in the mid-90s during AOL's rise, where scammers would pretend to be support agents to steal passwords. Now, phishing is part of nearly every major cyber attack, from corporate espionage to personal identity theft. Think of this: you're at a crowded market, and someone wearing a delivery uniform says they have a package for you. They ask for your full name, phone number, and access to your building. Because they look official, you don't question it. That's phishing in a nutshell. In the next sections, we'll break down all the types, because phishing isn't one size fits all. Each variation is a little smarter, more targeted, and harder to detect. But don't worry, you'll learn exactly how to spot them. Types of phishing attacks. Now that you've got the general idea of phishing, let's dive into the different shapes it takes. Think of phishing as a master of disguise. It tailors its look and language depending on its target and the medium it uses. Let's break these types down with relatable examples and scenarios you might encounter. 1. Spear phishing. Unlike generic phishing, spear phishing is highly targeted. It's like a sniper instead of a shotgun. The attacker does research on the victim, learning their name, position, organization, and even recent activity. For instance, you get an email that says, "Hi Linda, I loved your talk at last week's marketing conference. Can you review this draft before I send it to the team?" It includes a link to a malware-laced document. Because it feels personal and relevant, it's far more likely to fool you. 2. Whaling. Whaling is a type of spear phishing, but aimed at high-level executives or big fish in an organization. Think CEOs, CFOs, or department heads. For example, a fake email to a company's finance director might say, "Please urgently wire $75,000 to this vendor. It's for the upcoming acquisition." CEO. These emails are crafted to look like real internal communication, often impersonating top leadership. 3. Smishing SMS phishing. Smishing uses text messages to trick victims into clicking malicious links or revealing personal info. For example, an SMS reads, "Your package couldn't be delivered. Please verify your delivery address here." Malicious link. These messages often mimic courier services or banks and prey on your instinct to act quickly. 4. Phishing. Voice phishing. In phishing attacks, the scam comes via voice calls. Attackers may pretend to be from your bank, IT support, or even the IRS. For example, you receive a phone call that sounds this way. This is Officer Williams from the Cybercrime Division. Your identity has been compromised. To avoid legal action, confirm your full name and SSN. These calls often sound urgent, scary, and official. 5. Farming. Farming is more technical. It redirects you from a legitimate website to a fake one without you realizing it. For instance, you type in yourbank.com in your browser, but due to malware or DNS spoofing, you're sent to a site that looks the same but steals your credentials. It's like being shown a fake ATM that looks exactly like a real one. 6. Clone phishing. This attack involves creating an almost identical copy of a legitimate email that the victim previously received. For example, you got an email from your HR manager last week with a PDF attached. Today, you receive what looks like the same email, but the PDF now contains malware. It leverages trust in the original sender and format. 7. Evil twin attacks. This one happens mostly in public Wi-Fi environments. The attacker sets up a rogue Wi-Fi network with a name similar to a real one, for example, coffee.shop.free Wi-Fi. Once you connect, they can intercept your traffic, steal credentials, or serve fake login portals. Think of it like this. You plug your phone into what looks like a charging station at the airport, but it's actually a data siphon. As you can see, phishing comes in many flavors. What ties them all together is manipulation of information, systems, and emotions. Next, we'll dissect a phishing email and teach you exactly what to look for, line by line. Anatomy of a phishing email. Let's pull apart a phishing email and see what it's made of. This is where things get exciting, because once you learn to spot the signs, you'll see them everywhere. Think of a phishing email as a trap dressed up like a gift. It looks familiar, even friendly, but hidden inside is a snare waiting to be sprung. Let's go step by step through the major components. 1. Sender from address. This is where the message appears to come from. But appearances can be deceiving. What to look for? Slight misspellings of real domains, for example, support@micazerosoft.com instead of microsoft.com. Free email providers used by official accounts, for example, paypalhelp@gmail.com. Mismatched display names and email addresses, for example, the name says Google, but the email is john123@randommail.com. Always hover over the sender's name to see the actual email address. 2. Subject line. This is the hook, the bait on the phishing line. It's designed to get your attention and evoke emotion. Common themes to take note of: urgency, immediate action required; fear, your account will be terminated; curiosity, your invoice is attached, notably if the subject line makes your heart rate go up, pause. That's intentional. 3. Greeting and language. Phishing emails often use generic or inconsistent greetings. Examples include messages starting with "Dear valued customer" instead of your actual name, odd phrasing or grammar mistakes. For example, "We notice unusual activity in your account." Inconsistent tone, too formal or strangely casual for the context. 4. Content message body. This is where the scammer tries to build credibility and urgency. Signals to look out for: requests for sensitive information like passwords, pins, or verification codes; strange-looking links or demands to click immediately; claims that your account has been compromised or you've won a prize. 5. Links. A phishing email usually contains one or more malicious links. What you need to do in this case is hover over the link without clicking. Check the URL that appears. Be cautious of shortened URLs or ones that differ from the expected domain, for example, apple-secure-login.com. Avoid clicking links from unexpected or unverified emails altogether. 6. Attachments. Sometimes phishing comes with a downloadable trap. Common types: PDFs or Word documents with macros, zip files or executable .exe files. If you weren't expecting a file or it comes from a strange source, don't open it. 7. Signature and branding. Phishing emails often try to copy real logos and branding, clues that something's off, logos that are pixelated or out of date, contact details that don't match what's on your official website, missing legal disclaimers or incorrect company names, A practical example of a fake email is displayed on your screen for a better understanding of all that we have discussed. The email looks convincing, right? But it includes a fake sender, vague greeting, scary urgency, and a deceptive link to trick users into revealing personal information. Always verify suspicious emails before clicking any links. Next, we'll show you how to spot malicious URLs and spoofed websites before it's too late.